this is a really big thing for some people. And for those of us who are on weight loss journeys, in treatment for colorectal, breast, ovarian cancers, or managing an ostomy bag. What if these suppliers don't get the appliances to you on time? They said that it was going to ship on this day and it was going to arrive on that day, and it's not here, and you're on your last bag. My management for that is, and I've shared it, I always keep extra, even if I have to go out of pocket and purchase at some of these medical suppliers or ostomy supply companies, and I order extra because we don't have no control over shipment. We don't have no control over that. So that's one way I manage. But insurance, what about you get a medical situation where insurance need to cover hospital bills, all of that. When I started this journey, I had no idea that I was going to be in treatment for a year or more. So I had my little 90 days, 3 months of FMLA. When it ran out, I had to buy insurance, and I've never had an experience like that before. I had an unexpected hospitalization. I had it twice while I was trying to do my chemo. And when I was still in the hospital, they came and brought me a bill for $900. I was like, what? I called my best friend. She was able to talk to me about it, and she was able to help me buy the insurance that I needed to cover me until I was to return to work. So that's a stress I really experienced when on my PIC line. Back in you experienced it when you were on the PIC line, waiting on those weekly medication shipments. Yes, I have to have my supplies shipped to me, and so far it's been going well. But I know many, many, many people who have had struggles getting their the stuff that they need. If in any way possible, you can have some backups and have your emergency kit. Have your emergency kit until your supplies come. Have some extra money, a savings account or something, if you have to go, excuse me, out of pocket on some situations. I had a copay a couple months ago for a CT scan or an MRI, whichever one it was, and the copay was $500. Shani says, I help some of my patients manage their ostomy in their home, and I've seen the stress of having no supplies. Sometimes I would get frustrated with the numerous calls from them, but hearing you helps me, yes, to understand better their frustrations. Yes, it could be quite frustrating. Can you imagine your bag is full and you need to change it and you don't have another bag? That could be very, very, very stressful. Mindfulness and grounding is so helpful. But the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding, that's a good one to use. Coming in contact with 5 things that you see. It could be one of these pictures. If in my case, one of these pictures on the wall. Why did I put it up there? I can focus on that. Focus on 5 different things that I can visually see. What about the 4 things that you can touch? I can touch, you got to come in contact with something that's going to bring you back to the center, especially if it's a type of stress that you can't control. Things you can hear. You can hear maybe somebody's out mowing the lawn. You can come in contact with that. Maybe someone is playing some music, or, kids are outside playing. What can you smell? Tapping into your senses is the bottom line. The wet towel method helps to doing that 5 times during a day to calm and center. So the wet towel, let's do that. Tap in with your senses with the taste too. Tap in with something you can taste. We're talking about how we manage stress and some of the situations that come about in our life that can be stressful, and how we manage and keep from spiraling out. Love the shirt. Be an overcomer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am an overcomer. And even when I feel like I'm not, I'm going to tap into someone that's going to remind me that I am. And that's another way to reduce and keep that rubber band from snapping. Check in with somebody, call somebody, do a live. Any one of us that do a live, somebody's going to show up, and we can have that engagement and connection and help ourselves reduce that stress. Exercise, surrounding myself around like-minded people. See, there we go. We just got some other ones. Stay in contact with your providers. Check in with your stoma nurse. Check in with your primary care provider, your surgeon, your dietitian, whoever it is. Just check in, and don't ever, I know a lot of us are still working on being able to accept support. Ask for support and accept support. It's going to reduce stress to the 5,000 power, and it's okay. None of us can do any of this alone. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you guys through the weekend and the upcoming lives and videos that you are sharing. And be blessed on this weekend. Be safe. Manage your stress. Don't let that rubber band pop. Don't even have a rubber band if you can. Don't even have a rubber band. And go with God. I'll see you in the next one.
Living it, stronger every day. Living it, finding my way. The last of me life, I say it plain. Color at the games that didn't win the game.